Well, I hope those new ones happen soon.
All right.
You hear that, emoji people? Oh.
The countdown.
So exciting.
What's up? I'm Sam Maxon, aka Slammin' Sam. I'm a DJ, actor, philanthropist, self-proclaimed Renaissance man. When I'm not in the studio, I'm diving into my hobbies and exploring many interests. With that comes my personal uncensored insights on anything and everything. Are you ready for it? This is The Slam Show.
Yeah. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, for another edition of The Slam Show for June 6th, 2016. I am your host, Slammin' Sam, coming at you on a great Monday night that doesn't have any distractions. No Warriors games, no Giants, no Sharks. Or is there Sharks tonight, Joe?
Yep.
Yep. Oh, well, I've been misquoted. I wasn't doing my homework on that. And they're what? They're still down, right? One game, 2-1
They won in overtime.
the other day.
Yee.
Yeah. They can make a comeback. Look at the Warriors.
Oh,
Down 3-1. They did
they're
it.
a special kind of team.
Very special. And the Sharks as well. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thank you to be on the program watching us tonight. I really appreciate that. And, yeah, it's phenomenal. Everyone's been supporting the program ever since we've been back on with the new studio. Everything's been great. Appreciate all the support. Without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and have everyone that's here on the table introduce themselves, starting with the far end.
Hi. Okay. I was like not expecting me to be the first person, but I'm Tiffany. I am the PR manager for Confidence Fitness, which we'll probably talk about. Shauna will give an intro, I'm sure. So pass it along.
Joe Corzo from Joe Time Entertainment. Hello.
Hi, I'm Shauna Childs. I'm the founder of Confidence Fitness, Fierce Fitness for All. So, yeah.
Excellent. And we got Rock Rage behind the camera and our
Hey.
studio audience, Jess, that's keeping an eye on everything.
What's up, Jess?
Let's have a little round of applause for everyone there, Rock Rage. Perfect. So let's get started with everything as far as our special guests in the house are concerned. Confidence Fitness, Shauna and Tiffany. So let's get right into it. Shauna, I contacted you online because I saw a lot of great posts and the great things you're doing with the studio and so forth. Let's get right into it. How did you come up with the name? Because it seems very simple, but yet there had to have been some time put into it to have it called Confidence. Obviously, it's deriving from confidence.
Yes.
So how did that all work out?
I think everything I do really comes from what the brand is. And so the brand is very much about, loving yourself for who you are, body positivity. Anyone can be a dancer. All you have to have is a love for dance. For me, confidence it's key, right? It's more about coaching people how to be confident beings through dance than it is about the actual dance. Obviously, I want you to come. I want you to get a good workout. I want you to learn some material that you feel passionate about. But at the end of the day, it's more about how do you feel about yourself when you walk out the door.
There you go.
And I think there's only one word that describes that, and that's confidence. So I was like, I'm going to change one letter, and it's going to be confidence.
Just as simple as that.
Yeah.
That's dope.
Yeah.
That's really dope. And being able to put together your company, obviously your upbringing, you had to be connected with dance. And
Yeah.
being able to connect with it, was that at an early age? Talk about the early years.
Yeah, so I've been dancing since I was 4 years old. My mom put me in dance at 4, and it's something that I've stuck with my whole life. I've never felt – there's nothing else in this world that I've ever felt like I could do as far as like a career path or something I want to stick to. I mean, when I was in high school, I went through so many different jobs, and even, as an adult, I was like, I don't want to work at this place. It's not fun for me. 9 to 5 isn't fun for me. What can I do? As far as long-term career path. And
So you're doing all kinds of miscellaneous jobs?
yeah.
Like
not
what? Paper route? What?
In high
Working at a
school,
restaurant?
My first job was Sonic America's Drive-In.
Wow.
I was a car hop.
You're on the
love
skates?
Sonic.
Yeah.
What?
So I wasn't on the skates. My mom was on the skates. My mom worked at Sonic too. Not when I was working there, but when she was, many years before.
Wow.
And she, during her time, it was the era of the skates. But then the skates went away for a while, and now they're back. So I can teach you.
Are you guys
car
called like
hop-
Sonic Heads or something like that? What are you guys called?
We're called car hops.
I know that, but like if you work for Sonic, we work at Cheesecake Factory, we're called Cheeseheads or like Chili Heads.
Oh
and
no,
stuff.
we don't
Oh.
have like a
Like
we don't have
Sonic
like a
Heads.
name.
No fancy name, Joe.
No.
Sonic Heads.
Yeah.
And this was in what area?
Oklahoma. I'm from
That's-
Oklahoma.
There you go, Thunder fans.
Yeah. No, I grew up there, and so all throughout high school, I just had tons of different jobs, and after graduating, I went into the professional dance world,
Mhm.
and I danced actually with the Oklahoma City Thunder for 2 years.
Oh, wow.
And so once I found that and I found a passion for something, I mean, it was taken off from there. So I haven't stopped dancing professionally since.
Gotcha.
I've never taken a break from dance my entire life. So, it's really kind of been the me thing. I'm dance, and dance is me, and I love it.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, interpretations when it comes to dancing, it could be anything. It could be ballet, it could be Latin, it could be merengue, it could be everything.
Right.
What is the specific dance that you focus on?
So my principal training, I would say, is in hip hop and jazz.
Mm-hmm.
If you come to a Confidence Fitness class, my most popular class is a heels class. So that's dancing in high heels, typically jazz or hip hop, derived from jazz or hip hop dance.
Mm-hmm.
You don't have to wear heels, but I encourage you to wear heels.
Mhm.
Men come to my class, wear heels. Women come to my class and wear heels.
Joe.
You can always take them off, right? But if you don't bring them, then you can't even try. So,
Right.
A lot of the classes that I teach are, like I said, more about coaching people on how to be confident through dance. So I teach a chair dance class. We have a class called Reggae Tone that's taught by, her name's Amethyst. She couldn't be here tonight because she's teaching. But that class is an island-derived class.
Mhm.
It's dance hall mixed with hula. She has a sacred Polynesian background. So everything that we have is meant for people who aren't necessarily dancers to come and try.
Gotcha.
And so we try to keep it fun and light, but also get you a good sweat and get you in some real dance moves, and make sure that you're being taught by people who actually have experience and know what they're doing.
All right.
Yeah.
So you could take them right at the very novice level
Super novice.
and work confidence in them and
Yes.
also bring out their boogie.
Yeah.
There you go.
Tiffany actually started before we started working together. She was a student of mine. So she could probably tell you about that journey a little bit better than I can.
Yeah, let's get into it. Tiff, how did you run into Shauna here?
I was just literally Googling dance classes in San Francisco.
So Google dance classes,
Yeah.
San Francisco.
Like hip
Search.
hop classes in San Francisco.
Yeah.
And I found her Don't Worry Beyonce class. Actually, I found her twerk class first.
Whoa!
Um,
There you go. There you go.
Yeah. So
Then you filtered it. Videos. Click.
Yeah, exactly. Well, no. So I did a little bit of dancing in college, like mostly performance, just for fun, not really anything serious. And then I took a few classes after I graduated. And then I found Shauna's class when I moved here last year.
Mhm.
And I knew maybe like 3 people when I moved here. So, so then I found her classes and I started taking them, and I just loved how you were meeting people from all walks of life, from everywhere, all over the country. People have all kinds of jobs, and it kind of became a family, and people there are very supportive of you. Nobody's judging you, which is something that I've never seen before. Any other class I've been to, I've been very self-conscious of how I move and what I look like, and that's just not something that I felt in Confidence. So it was really unique to me, and if you talk to any of the students, I feel like everybody gets really addicted to it. So people start coming all the time, and then all of a sudden, I'm here doing it all the time. So
That's awesome. Now, obviously, you were a student,
Yep.
learning in class and so forth. But then you brought something else on the table because you brought your PR services, where you're now a joint venture with Confidence. How did that kind of work itself?
that's a really good question. So I am in marketing.
Yeah.
And so Shauna mentioned one day that she was looking for somebody to help grow the brand. And brand growth is something that's always been really interesting to me. And what better way to kind of learn about brand growth than to do it here in San Francisco, like the home of startups. So I thought it was really interesting, and I really loved the brand. She rebranded in January, and I thought it was such a good concept and such a big winner, and I just wanted to be a part of it. So joined, and now we're growing like crazy.
You guys are partners.
Yeah.
There you go. That's how it happens.
Mhm.
It's just like when I had this comedian on the Slam show. His name is Mario Montez. Great guy. And we just clicked, and he said, hey, I know a gentleman that could connect with you on a whole bunch of levels. I go, okay, whatever. What's his name? Joe. All right, I'll contact him. And right when I contacted this gentleman right here that's on the table, I knew right away he was going to be a great fit for the whole studio and for the network. And I didn't even really have to sweat it out. He was just he just blended everything in so precise. Until this day, he's one of the greatest guys I've ever worked with.
Oh man, that made me cry.
Snaps for
Yeah.
Joe.
So that's sort of like the connection that you guys have. It just
Yeah.
works in a very good way where everything's aligned and you're just happy with the result.
Yeah,
Just fell into place. Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
I think it's important to have people be a part of your brand who are passionate about the brand like you are, and who, I meet so many people that are like, well, what am I getting out of this? Or,
Yeah, some selfish
right.
direction. Yeah.
Whether it's compensation or, whatever the question is, what am I getting out of this for helping you? And one thing I appreciate about Tiffany is that she never asks any of that. She never even brought it up. And
Yeah.
I mean, I do what I can, and she gets all the free dance classes in the world that she wants,
Right.
and food, and, I say I pay you in meals.
That's what I do with Joe.
Yeah, but for me, for someone to want to take on your passion, like, confidence is my baby, you
Yeah,
know, and
yeah.
for you to meet someone who wants to take that on with you selflessly, that's so rare. And so I'm so appreciative of Tiff for that.
There you go. There you go. We need to get a little. Everyone's touched here on the Slam Show. That's for sure. So let's get back to how you're branding Confidence and so forth. You have these incredible slogans, acronyms that you just put out there, and it just works. And you brought a ladies tank top that will go to the lovely Lady Sage. It is an acronym. Goals. Get on
Hashtag
another level and slay.
Yeah.
Hashtag goals. How'd you come up with these?
I'm a big marketing person, I think. It's weird because I don't have any sort of marketing experience, but then
It just comes naturally.
it comes naturally.
Yeah.
When you become a business owner, you become like, you have to do it all, right? You have to do sales,
Mhm.
you have to do marketing, you have to do the actual physical labor, like, you have to do everything.
I'm with you.
They don't realize, when you become self-employed, that's what it entails. And so marketing is such a large part of what we do. And I was like, okay, Tiff, I want to do merchandise. What do we do? And I just remember, sitting on my couch and just things popping into my head, and my notes in my phone, it's crazy. Like,
That's the way it
just
goes.
full of things, So
Yeah.
yeah, that shirt came up just when I was like, hashtag goals. I was like, slay.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, what can I make goals be? And I was like, get on another level and symbol, slay. And I was like, yeah. And then that very next day, I have a guy in Daly City. I'm going to shout him out. Hey, Alfred at Express Prints, who does all of my printing in 24 hours. And for the low, like, you're the best ever. He literally, like, that man, he busted it out. 24 hours, he printed me, like, 50 shirts to sell at class.
Nice.
Alfred?
Yeah.
You gotta hook me up with his number, man, because that's
Yeah.
some real shit right there.
Yeah,
I like that.
He's the best. He does
What's his last name?
Alfred Palma.
Palma.
Yeah, and it's called Express.
Okay,
Prints in
everyone,
Daly
spam
City.
the hell out of him.
Yeah.
Alfred Palma. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, he is great. He literally, he's been a lifesaver with T-shirts this year. I do Daly City Public Schools, their after school enrichment, dance enrichment,
Mm-hmm.
and there's 7 schools a year that are ACES, which is I don't know what the acronym stands for, but basically the school pays for them to have enrichment,
Mm-hmm.
and parents can enroll their kids into the ACES program. And so those students I provide shirts for, and Alfred has been like 500 shirts, like stuff,
Gotcha.
like big numbers like that, where I could
That's a
text him
lot.
2 days before and he'll print them for me.
500 shirts
Yeah.
in 2 days.
Yeah,
That's unheard of.
I know. Yeah.
Got to give me his number.
Yeah, he's incredible.
You see the Warriors, man. They got their excursion done in less than 20
They're probably going to freaking Alfred.
Less than 20, they're going out.
Golly, that's amazing. That's cool. So as far as the brand that you're putting together with Confidence and all that, what are the things that you're doing that makes you stand out from other studios in the Bay Area? Because obviously they're having that niche.
Yeah.
Hip hop classes come out, will bring you from the novice level to doing Beyonce videos.
Yeah.
What are you doing to differentiate from that?
You know, I really think it's about the community aspect of Confidence is what really separates us from everybody else.
Mhm.
You know, we call ourselves the Confidence crew. That's everyone who takes Confidence. That's anyone who's a part of Confidence. You don't have to be, you know, initiated or whatever, right? We all just hang out together. We're part of Confidence, and we're the Confidence crew.
Gotcha.
And I think that element of being able to make friends in class and leave
Mhm.
and hang out with those people and
Go out to the clubs afterwards?
Right. You have this community of friends that you come to class with, you meet them at class, and then you have this great experience and you guys keep in touch after. So I think that's something that differentiates us. I also think, you know, everybody is good at what they do.
Mhm.
You know, you could be a dancer, you could be a dance instructor, but your classes aren't ever going to be like my classes. And my classes are never going to be like your classes, right? We're all unique and we all bring something different to the table. And so I think that's really important for people to remember when it comes to competition, is because as long as you stay in your own lane and do what you're good at doing, nobody can really touch you on what you're doing.
That's confidence
Yeah.
in those words, ladies and gentlemen.
It's true, though.
Yeah.
Don't you feel the same way?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. I think anybody who, you know, has a craft
Right.
feels that way.
And I think when you have that entrepreneurial mindset, you're always going to be on top of things and making sure that it's at its peak,
Yeah.
no matter what. That's awesome. That's awesome. Now, when it comes down to keeping up with all the trends, and Tiffany, you could add on to this, being able to look at videos on YouTube or whatever comes up on your timeline, is that a source where you could keep up with everything, or do you get opinions from students in the class? Do you go out in the streets? Do you go to clubs? What keeps you on top of it? Because everything is evolving with dance.
For sure.
Yeah.
So I like to do things mostly based on the opinions of the students. Like
Gotcha.
we poll a lot in the newsletter. So like, what kind of classes do you want to see? Or
That's good.
like I have this idea right now to do a class called Magic Min, and it would be sort of like Magic Mike.
Looking right at you, Joe. She
I'm
turned
just-
around and looked at you then.
I'm just saying. But it honestly probably, I don't know how far down the road. But when Magic Mike came out, I was like, man, it would be cool to do a class to teach men how to dance like that. Whether it's just for themselves or for somebody else.
Right,
Like,
right.
I think women are a lot more open to go and take classes like that and, you know, feel comfortable about their sexuality than men are. And so I think it would be kind of cool to do a class where men could come in and
Bring out
you
their
know,
Channing Tatum.
bring their Channing Tatum out, rip off the wife beater, get a little sexy.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
There you go. Joe, what do you think?
I'm open.
Oh, shit.
I've
Joe-
never watched that movie.
Go home and watch it. You'll be like, I'm in. I'm in.
All right.
All right.
I'm just kidding.
You're not going to watch it?
I don't know. Maybe. I
Watch
don't
it,
know if it's on for free or something.
Hey, go on. It should be on Netflix.
I'm not going to go out of my way to go. I can't wait to get home so I can watch my.
Actually, I think I have a copy. I'll burn you a DVD. You're just using my backup. He's using a backup, ladies and gentlemen.
That's
It's not
hella
a
funny.
pirated version. So let's go ahead and roll with some additional questions. Joe, do you want like a moment to think about your question, or do you want me to run into a next one for myself? It's up to you.
I'll get asked a question.
Go right ahead.
Yeah, like so. I know you've been doing dancing for years. Is there like a dancer that influences you, and why? It doesn't have to necessarily be somebody that's famous, or you know what I mean. It could
Yeah.
be somebody.
So my biggest influence in my performance, and I think even like work ethic, is Beyonce.
Mm-hmm.
I
knew she was
her.
going to say that. Everyone says that.
Oh, I love her. I mean, my classes, the first class I ever taught, adult class, because I've been teaching kids for years.
Right, right.
Teaching adults is different, so that was sort of the new me being out of my element thing. the first class that we developed, it's called Don't Worry Beyonce. It's the most popular class that I have.
Didn't you have a YouTube video of that?
I do.
Yeah.
It happens on Saturday mornings.
Yeah,
in San
Rock Rage told me
Francisco.
he's seen it.
Yeah.
So I saw the video. I like it.
It's a super fun class, and the energy is great. But I think, her music and who she is as a person, really, she's just an energetic being, right? And so when you get, 30, 40, 50 people, and I'm an energetic being, like just if you have energy, you're just an energy person, right? And
Right.
I'm teaching, and it's her music, and there's lights, and we're all just like vibing out in this room, and it's just so much fun. It's just this energy. And so I really like her. I admire her work ethic, and she's been doing it for such a long time. And she's like a kick-ass performer. I've seen her live 6 times now.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and she's incredible. Like, she is incredible every time.
Over in Oklahoma as well?
Yeah, I saw her. Well, I saw her in Texas. So she doesn't come to Oklahoma. Not a lot of people. Well, she came to Oklahoma once.
Right.
Yeah, but I was already out here, so then I
Gotcha.
just saw her out here.
Gotcha.
Not a lot of people stop in Oklahoma.
That's not good.
There's not a lot happening there.
Really?
Yeah,
You have
and
the Thunder?
We do. We have the Thunder. And the stadium, I think, size-wise, in comparison to, she's doing football stadiums now, so
Right,
she can't really,
Yeah,
unless
she's-
she did it at, the University of Oklahoma.
Yeah,
couldn't
she's
really.
not messing with 10,000 capacity.
Yeah.
She wants 60.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So. Yeah,
Okay.
That's,
Okay.
that's my person.
All right. Tiff, would you concur? Is it just
Yeah.
Beyonce or any other?
Yeah, no, definitely Beyonce. I think not just her performance and her, her dance ability. I think she's just an all-around great person. I think it's admirable that she's so focused on her family and so intent on keeping her life private and separate from the media, and just how much of a businesswoman she is. I think it's such an inspirational aspect to her. She's just such an all-around great person.
Okay.
and
Okay.
Somebody that, I would die to be.
Wow.
It's just crazy how well she does in every single aspect of her life.
Well, let's get into that because obviously you have the little media drama stuff with Beyonce, Jay-Z, and the sister thing that was going on, and sort of like that whole Formations, Black Panther, Super Bowl performance. Do you believe that there's a lot of legitimate, need for everyone to know that particular cause, or is it just something that just evolves naturally because it's Beyonce? What's your thoughts on that?
Are you asking about the causes that are important to her, or
Yeah,
the
exactly.
drama that is behind it?
Yeah, is she really doing it because she believes in it, or is it
Yeah.
just because it's going to get views?
I think she knows it's going to get views, but at the same time, I think there are issues that are very close to her heart. And I think it's great that someone in such a high power and who's making so much money is using her fame and her influence in such a positive way to get out a message that is very controversial, So I think it's incredible what she's doing.
Shauna, you agree?
I do. I think if you have a place of power or a position and you don't use it to speak up about the things that you believe in, then you're just a puppet. So I think people have called her a puppet for so long that her taking that step to advocate for what it is that she believes in really proves that she's kind of ready to do her own thing. So I don't know. For me, it's hard for me to see past all the good that she does to feed into any of the drama. It really is. I don't know, when people are, the whole her and Solange thing, I'm like, that's not your business. Not my business.
Yeah, but it's put out there.
It's out there.
And guys like us, me and Joe, were like, okay, well, she's not as perfect as everyone imagines.
Right. Well, we're all human beings, and I think the problem is when you start to idolize celebrities as if they're gods, right? That's when the problem is. It's a problem, right? But she's still a human being, and she deserves her privacy just like everybody else does. And
Very true.
Yeah, I don't know. There's certain elements of it that really trip me out, that people cry and scream when they see her.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well, that's what they did with the Beatles and New Kids on the Block.
And Michael Jackson and any of them. I'm
Yeah.
like,
Elvis.
that's a person.
Yeah.
That's.
Yeah, how are you so compelled to
Showtime.
I'm jamming out.
They do that Joe Times comedy show.
I'm jamming out when I see her, but I'm not like,
Yeah.
people are getting taken out on a stretcher and all sorts of stuff. I don't
That's
I don't
awesome.
understand that part of fame, right?
I want that pandemonium.
I don't understand.
You're one sick motherfucker.
Goal in life.
Yeah, right.
Now, when it comes down to influences, obviously Beyonce, but how about like past influences, Janet Jackson
Oh,
or
I
Michael?
love Janet.
Yeah.
I love Michael Jackson. I cried when Michael died, and he was
There
one
you go.
person on my bucket list that I didn't get to see him perform live. I
Right,
mean,
right.
he is an iconic figure in dance. I mean, in music and in life, like Michael Jackson, hands down, love Michael. We did a Rhythm Nation class. I did a Janet Jackson Rhythm Nation class.
Fully choreographed, step by step.
So fun.
Yeah,
Right.
it was great.
Is that on YouTube?
We have a video, but the lighting's
The
pretty
lighting's really
bad.
bad, yeah.
You can't
It's
really.
just my face.
Yeah.
If you need any type of videography, Rock Rage over here is a master, so he could handle that for you.
That is great to know.
Exactly.
We were in a place with some sketch lighting, and
That's tough.
yeah, so we
Yeah.
didn't get the video of that
It's
one.
kind of
but-
like floating heads, you know?
yeah.
That's about it.
That
So you
is
can see our leather hats
Yeah.
and our floating heads, and then our bodies are just like
Dark.
underneath the dark, but it's okay. I think Paula Abdul is a great dancer.
There you go. I seen an interview with her.
Go ahead.
I seen an interview with her, and she doesn't look like she's aged a bit
Yeah.
since the late '80s. I'm like, oh my God, Paula Abdul,
Yeah. Who else? Phenomenal dancers. Janet Jackson.
Justin Timberlake.
We already said her. Justin Timberlake's great. Usher.
What about
Chris
Mario?
Chris
Brown.
Brown. Oh my God, Chris Brown. That man,
He's very underrated as a dancer.
he is an incredible dancer.
Very incredible.
Yeah, he's great.
He could do backflips and all that. So it's like, is that a stunt double?
he-
No, it's him.
Adds a lot of capoeira into his dancing.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, that is one human being who is ultra talented. I mean, he can sing, he can dance, he can graffiti, he can paint.
Yeah, yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like I don't even know. It's crazy. But again, the drama, right? He's always in the news for something.
Yeah.
But I can't let that affect how I feel about him as a performer because he's incredible.
Yeah.
You can't deny that, right?
Yeah, it's just like when you have a certain celebrity like support, you know that one compartment is their talent and the other compartment might be their drug use or what they do illegally. Two separate things. So it doesn't necessarily mean you dislike that particular celebrity or that person because they're doing something wrong. They're still putting out the talent, and that's
Right.
what's got them to that point. So
You
yeah,
love
I
them for
certainly
their art.
understand. I'm sorry.
You love them for their art.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Like for example, being a DJ throughout the DJ world, DJ AM, he died of a drug overdose and so forth. But people still look at his contribution in the community versus what he did on his personal life.
Right.
So
Well, look at, even Prince.
There you go.
What are they saying? He died of a drug overdose. Who really knows, right?
Yeah.
Accidental overdose.
yeah, that's what they're putting out
Right.
to the public, to us.
But who knows?
What
But
really
still,
happened?
are we going to
Illuminati.
look past everything that Prince ever did and say, oh, he was a drug user? No, we're not, because his legacy, again, is iconic.
Exactly. Exactly. And like you were saying, Joe, Elvis Presley, same thing.
Same thing.
It seems like a lot of these mega individuals have these dark sides that come along with the passion to do greatness.
It's probably stems from the fact that people don't treat them like human beings. They
Yeah.
treat them like gods and
Yeah.
demigods and
Agreed.
things to be idolized instead of a human being with exceptional talent.
Exactly, exactly. It's just the way they've kind of cultivated people's mindsets.
Yeah.
It's like, for example, E40. Here in the Bay Area, he's treated like if they see him at the car dealership, it's like, oh my God, it's E40. Everyone comes and embrace him.
Yeah.
You want a car? Take it. Shit like that. It's like because he's E40.
Mm-hmm.
So when you get that kind of perpetuating over and over again, you kind of expect that.
Mm-hmm.
You'll go to the drive-through and say, I'm E40. All right, here's your free food. That sort of thing. So it comes with the territory. And like Joe says, that's the point he wants to get at, is where everyone's passing out when they see him at his shows.
I was just kidding, but yeah. If it happens, hey man, that's pretty dope.
I mean, it comes, like I said, it's just the way it goes. So
That's
beyond,
Mr. Passionate.
yeah, got to be passionate.
Yeah, as long as you're passionate, and I think as long as you're using your platform for something positive. Like, I would much rather take the wealth without the fame, but
Mhm.
if the fame comes with wealth, or the wealth comes with fame, then as long as you're using your fame positively.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
Oh.
to make an impact, I think that's where you kind of.
Well, that's where you start going into the philanthropy aspect, volunteering more, donating money. So when you get to that point, hey, that's where you could say, yeah, I'm kind of making it.
Yeah.
So as far as your company is concerned, you also have a kids division.
Yeah.
Where you're teaching kids. How's that working with the presentation? Because I looked at the site, I seen all the videos and so forth, and I'm kind of like scratching my head at times saying, okay, you do have like all the sexiness, right?
Right.
How do you differentiate that component and say, okay, parents, it's okay to bring your kids here and not feel like we're going to teach them this sort of thing with the adults and kind of keeping that separate? How do you balance that out?
Well, they're two different brands. There are two different brands that merge into one. So Confidence Fitness is for adults and Confidence Kids is for kids. One thing I don't like about dance is competitive dance. I grew up doing competitive dance, and I feel like a level of competition is good for kids, but I don't feel like it's okay to, pat a kid on the back and tell them they did a great job, and then you write down this score sheet that says, you're getting a bronze medal, and you give them a bronze medal.
Mm-hmm.
That's just problematic for me. I feel like we should be building our kids up. You don't build up confidence by scoring a kid on how their performance was,
Okay.
right?
Okay.
That's how I feel. So that's why I don't own a traditional dance studio.
Gotcha.
All of the dance stuff I do for kids is in other people's facilities. My number one platform for youth dance programs being in the Daly City Public School system, as after-school dance enrichment and summer camps. And with that, it's about instilling confidence in our youth from an early age, not teaching them how to be sexy, right? Everything has an age-appropriate level, right? If you're an adult and you want to come take a class with me, you're going to learn how to be sexy. If you're a child, I'm teaching you how to be confident. And really, that came from me doing an enrichment program where I was getting kids who didn't necessarily want to dance. They were being forced into an after-school enrichment program, and dance just so happened to be one of the offerings. So I had to figure out a way to offer dance to these kids that didn't want to take dance and make them like it.
Okay.
And so I do a 5 to 6 week program at every school. We start on day one. We set expectations for the class. We work together for 5 weeks building a 1 to 1.5 minute routine. And then at the 6th week of that program, they perform in a show for their parents, family, and friends.
Oh, wow.
And it's nice to see the kids who come in on the first day and they're like, I don't want to do this.
Right.
And then by showtime, they're like,
You transform them.
I'm ready. I'm ready to get on stage. I'm ready to do it. And so I think, having a positive role model in a child's life is important. And a lot of kids, you don't know what their home lives are like. So them coming to you in that dance class might be the 1 hour a week that they get a positive role model. And really just letting them know, as long as you try your best in this class and give me 100% effort, I don't care if you're doing the steps right or wrong, I'm proud of you. And so that's really what I base my dance classes on with kids. So they come, we learn moves, we go across the floor, we dance, we have fun, we play freeze dance, and then at the end of their 6 weeks, I'm able to put them on a stage, watch them perform, and say, you guys worked hard and I'm proud of you. And so that's what you'll get if you bring your kids to one of my classes. It's not about who's the best with technique, who's the most flexible, who can do leaps and jumps and everything like that. That's not my focus with kids. My focus is we come, we work hard, we're respectful for one another, we're respectful of our bodies, we're respectful of the space, and we dance and we have a fun time.
Awesome.
I love freeze dance.
Freeze dance.
It's fun. There's an app for it now.
Is there?
Yeah, so you could set a timer on your phone and
That's
you
all
could
for
go
it.
play freeze dance by yourself.
I want to do that.
Speaking of
Maybe.
the dancing stuff, as far as the music, a lot of the music nowadays, it's just F this, F that, booty this, twerk that. How do you kind of
The song right there.
It is. Let's go to the studio and cut it. How do you kind of work that in, especially when it's a hot track and it's like, man, it's talking about this. It has a sort of negative connotation, or does it matter to you?
I only teach to Kids Bop.
Okay.
Yeah, so I tell my kids day one, I know you might listen to this and that with your parents, but when you come to class, I play Kids Bop. It's clean, right?
There you
It's
go.
always clean. It's always
Is that the one that
content
remixes
appropriate.
the
Yeah.
Yeah.
They take all of anything that's
current.
Top 40 or
promiscuous,
whatever?
Yeah. Okay.
or there's bad words in it. They take it all out and they revamp the song completely.
That's funny.
As of late, the little singers who sing the songs are becoming pretty good. Like my kids, it's kind of hard for them to tell when it's kids bop,
Bop,
and when
yeah.
it's not.
The original.
Yeah, so that's nice. But as far
That's
as
good.
going through the class, I only teach the kids bop, and then for our performances, our shows always have a theme.
Mhm.
So this year, the first year we did Dancing Through the Decades. So we did 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, 90s.
50s, starting at 50s.
Yeah,
Oh.
so they danced to
Frank Sinatra.
Rockin' Robin.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my kinder. So kindergarten, first, second, third, fourth, and fifth.
Mhm.
But we condensed them into 5 different groups. And so I try to pick old school music
Yeah.
for the performances because I think, obviously, as time evolves, things just get worse and worse as far as content goes and
Mhm.
what's acceptable for, to be on the radio and to be on TV.
Right.
And so I try to scale it back with old school stuff. So this year we did hip hop in the USA. So we did California Love, one group,
Mhm.
which I had to edit
Yeah.
the bejesus out of, but I did. We did Going to Miami by Will Smith.
Yeah.
There's a DJ group that had a song called Vegas, and it was literally just beats and somebody in the background saying Vegas over and over again.
Gotcha.
We did Party in the USA by Miley Cyrus.
Miley
So
Cyrus.
I try to pick a theme because then I can find songs that go with that theme.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I can kind of pick the content of the song myself.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's clean. Now, when it comes to the adult selections, it's like
You're
anything
grown.
goes.
Yeah, you're grown.
Yeah.
If you're coming to take my adult class, you're grown.
Yeah.
You've watched the videos online. You've seen what I teach a chair dance class.
Right,
I
right.
teach how to be sexy in high heels.
Mhm.
I teach hip hop. We're learning like tomorrow we start a class. It's called Body Party. It's the class we did Rhythm Nation with.
Got it.
And it's 4 weeks of you learning choreography. So
Mhm.
we're teaching the Pussycat Dolls Don't Ya music video. So everything I do adult-wise is pretty sexy, and you can see that on my social media content
Yeah,
and,
yeah.
and stuff like that, which my parents see that too. And they're not bothered by it, I don't think, because
Right.
they can see the difference between the kids program and the adult program. If anything, it's, I want to come and take your class. The moms are, when can I come and take your class? And
That's
the
when you're making a breakthrough.
yeah, for sure. So I think you have to be able to offer something to both and make sure that you can separate the two to
That's
a certain
awesome.
extent, right?
Now, say, like, for example, Joe Time here wants to take the class, and he wants to take a full choreographed routine, and by the end of 4 weeks, it's like he's freaking straight up Michael Jackson at the end. Will you work at his pace, or will you okay, you better fucking catch up to what we're doing, or else you're going to be
So,
left behind?
I really believe that I want everybody to get the most out of their experience.
Mhm.
So if you pay the money to come and take my class, I want you to have the experience. that
Okay, so
everybody
you'll
else
work
is
with their
having.
pace. So if Joe's
Absolutely.
freaking lagging behind as fuck, you're going to just okay, Joe, step to the side and I'll work with you one-on-one while the rest of the class.
Absolutely.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha,
I had a
gotcha.
girl in class on Saturday who had injured her knee. And so I make
Knee injury?
Yeah, knee injury. I make up
Still hope for me.
There is hope for you. I make up all of my choreography prior to teaching.
Mhm.
And so, I come in my choreography set,
Mhm.
and she's like, I can't do that because of my knee. And so then on the spot, I give her a modification.
Mm-hmm. You don't say take some Tylenol and call it a day and just work through it, catch up?
No, I want, if you come and take my class and, you have an injury or something, I want you to tell me so that I can make sure you have the same experience as the person
Right.
next to you.
And just work that troubling dance move around,
Right.
sort of or
yeah,
remove
you
it. Okay.
give them something else that they could do instead of that.
The Lisa Turtle, the sprain. You ever seen that? Say what
No.
about? Just age myself now.
Saved by the bell. Oh my gosh, that's great. That's great that you're able to work with each of the students and their strengths and weaknesses and so forth. But yeah, that's a big thing when it comes down to people paying good money and they want to get results. You got to work with their speed. Tiff, I don't want to leave you out of this. Would you concur as far as her techniques and the way she's going about the class, pretty
Yeah.
much at the pace that should be well received by everyone?
Yeah, speaking from the student's perspective,
Because you're a student.
yeah, I still am a student. I still go to Sean's class all the time.
Have you ever
Still
thought about
learning.
being an instructor once you get everything together?
I don't think I'm there yet.
Okay. I know I put you on the spot, but
Yeah, I don't think I'm still very much a student and still learning. But yeah, she's probably the only instructor whose class I've been to who is very, very diligent about making sure that everybody has a really great experience. And if you have questions, she's always there to, answer any questions you have. You can stop the class anytime. And even like the students that come all the time, we have questions too. And so, we're a little more outspoken. So we're like, Shauna, go back,
Right.
Like, what was that? Did you turn left? Did you turn right? So I think that also kind of helps the students that are new too. They feel like they can ask questions. And that's something that I've never seen before. Any other class I've been to, I don't feel comfortable in asking any questions because people seem like they got it.
Yeah.
And, you're like, you don't want to be the one person that stops the class and
slows it down.
prevents the class from finishing the entire routine. But
Gotcha.
Shauna is really great about, even if she always choreographs like way too much.
Yeah.
So, even if she doesn't finish the routine, she doesn't care. She just wants you to have fun, and she's going to stop and take the time to teach it to you slowly and teach it to you at your pace so that you get the portion that she's going to teach. So even if we're only teaching a short bit of what she's choreographing, we don't get through the whole routine, it's okay, because we're all there to have fun. We're not there to be professional dancers. We're there to
Not yet.
No, maybe never.
Hey, don't sell yourself short there, Tiff. You got to aim for the stars.
Yeah, but the majority of the students aren't there to dance professionally or try out or audition or anything. We're just there to have fun and let loose for an hour of our Saturdays. Everybody has hard work weeks, and we're there to just be somebody else or be somebody that we don't get to be during the week. So
well said. I like it. Now, when it comes down to the overall experiences that throughout your whole teaching credentialed career, tell me about the best experience that you've ever had and the so least experience.
Okay, the best experience I've ever had.
Not counting the cheer stuff for the Thunder or anyone else.
So the best experience that I've ever had teaching, I would say my children's programs in the public school system. Those are the most rewarding thing that I do. The ACES program in Daly City Public Schools is a low-income program, so those kids may or may not be exposed to dance ever in their life. And like I said, those kids may or may not have a positive role model. So for me to be able to be a part of their lives and be, a contact for them for 6 weeks and say, I'm here for you, whether it's for 6 weeks and I come back and I see you next year, or I see you at summer camp, if your family can afford to send you, sort of thing, or you get a scholarship. Those are the most rewarding for me. Another program that I'm involved in that's really, really rewarding for me, I do a dance program with a nonprofit called Each One Reach One, and their mission is to provide enrichment to incarcerated youth. So I do dance classes, a 5-week dance program with out of a juvenile camp in San Mateo.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and so I'm able to teach them for 5 weeks, and then we do a show for their family on the family night when the families come in and visit. So that's really rewarding for me, too, because these girls, they come from all walks of life, and they're going through a hard time. They're anywhere from 12, 13 to 17 years old. They're under 18, and I think it's really important for them to have a positive female role model, because they're coming from, anything.
Broken homes.
I mean, as far as the crimes are concerned, like, sex trafficking, things that I couldn't even fathom. I had I grew up in a single family home, but I had a pretty good childhood. I had no issues in regard, to anything like that. And so being able to help them through finding their self-worth and this is how someone should treat you, and what do you want to do when you get out of here, and what do you want to do when you finish school? Those things are really important to me. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That's awesome. We're going to get it. We're going to get it. Are we going to get it? There you go. And your least, memorable moment in teaching and so forth, was there a student that just couldn't get it?
I don't have an issue with anybody who can't get the choreography.
Gotcha. Because when I look at it, it's like, wow, they're picking it up just like that really quick.
Well, the thing is, honestly, I would say 80% of the people who come to my classes are not dancers. They have no dance experience. Maybe they danced when they were kids and they're just getting back into it.
Break dancing and stuff.
Right. So now
get that linoleum out.
Now it's about
cardboard.
It's about coming in and really just being there to have a good time and sort of release some tension, and really just, I tell them, you are a different person for this hour. We are, our persona. You're not the person you are when you're walking down the street.
Gotcha.
You're a different person.
So you come in
right?
like you're a superhero, and let's let it out.
Let's let it all out. And so even if you aren't the best dancer, it doesn't matter, because there's going to be somebody in there who's struggling just as much as you are, probably.
Gotcha.
And you're there to support each other. So I don't have a problem with people who can't pick up choreography.
Good answer.
As far as my least favorite moment of being a dance instructor, for me, I think it was probably like working in somebody else's dance studio and not for myself, and sort of having to do what their vision was for their studio.
Right.
I think that was difficult for me. And then also, a lot of studios, they don't fairly compensate their dance instructors. And so I think that's something that I try to do at Confidence, is make sure that I take care of my instructors, just from a past perspective of getting paid, $15 a class or something like that, which is ridiculous if you have people paying $65 a month in tuition.
Yeah.
So I think
that's a lot of meals you got to get afterwards.
Yeah, right? So I think you have to take care of your instructors, and I think you have to let them have creative control over what they're doing.
And how many instructors do you have for Confidence?
Right now, I only have 2.
Okay.
Shout out to Amethyst, who is teaching right now. And
What's up, Amethyst?
Amethyst.
That's a cool name.
Yeah, she is totally everything that her name says.
Yeah.
Yeah, she is.
It's like a very godlike Egyptian.
It's a birthstone. Amethyst is a birthstone, and she is a crystal through and through, full of energy. She's great.
Just like Joe Time.
Yeah.
That's a very crystallized name.
She's awesome. She's teaching right now. She teaches a class called Reggaeton. It's on Monday nights at 7:30 in the city. And it's the one I was telling you about that's dance hall inspired and Polynesian inspired.
Yeah.
And then we have Laura, who teaches a cardio hip hop class called Cardio Jams. Each week it's a different themed artist. So
Gotcha.
she did Missy Elliott one, she did Britney one, and it's just an hour of like kick-ass cardio.
Just
It's
burning
hard.
off calories.
You
It's
are
hard.
sweating.
Would you? Oh, have you
Yeah.
taken the class?
Yeah, I've taken it.
Okay.
It's not hard in the sense that the moves are hard. It's just
It's a workout.
Yeah.
You're
Worked out.
dancing for a full hour.
Yeah, you can't have any breaks, no water
Yeah.
breaks. You just keep going, right?
No, we give you water breaks. We
Okay.
wouldn't
It's
do
not
that.
that hard.
But
Yeah.
she's a nutritionist, so she's really big into fitness.
Yeah.
And she danced for the Washington Redskins. So she's like comes in and does the moves with power, and you're literally just doing them over and over and over and over. I remember I taught a class, and then a corporate class, and then I came in and took her class after. I had to sit down after 30 minutes.
Really?
I was like, I can't do this, Laura, not today. Yeah,
You?
she's hardcore.
Wow.
Yeah,
That's
people
real.
love it though.
They
I mean,
do.
the type of people that go to that class, they're we're looking at like the Zumba demographic. Those are the types of people that just constantly want like a hard workout. They're They're not really there to like dance. They're there to like work out.
Sweat their asses off.
Right.
Yeah, so if you want a really good, boot camp type dance workout, she's the one to go to. And
Okay.
she's incredible.
Okay.
Yeah.
Joe, you got to try that after your knee heals up, brother.
I'll do it with it.
With the brace. Right on. So what's the goals for Confidence, say, for the next 3 to 5 years? What do you envision? Let me take a guess. You're going to have your own studio.
I don't want my own studio.
Oh, you want to stay mobile.
I love the mobile format.
Gotcha.
I love everything about it. Confidence, it's hard for me to say, it's hard for me to look that far ahead. I think what we're doing right now is so beautiful, growing organically and just kind of developing this community in San Francisco. And I hope that it continues to grow and to be able to take it nationally. That would be my vision for Confidence. And then digital. We're working on some cool stuff with
DVDs
digital.
and stuff?
Yes.
Streaming?
I was
Yeah.
about to say, nobody buys DVDs.
Yeah, nobody buys
bro.
DVDs. But yeah,
That's
definitely.
not true.
Very true.
It's still out there.
It's out there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't
No,
own any DVDs.
no DVDs.
Okay, DVD-less
Yeah,
people.
But we're working on some digital content and really trying to map or tap into that market.
Gotcha. So instruction videos online that you could stream. You could let out. It almost seemed like you were kind of mysterious about like, I don't let the cat out the hat yet.
No. Actually, I want to ask you
cat
how
out the
this
hat.
Ustream works, because we're
Is it
looking
cat
into
out the hat?
live streaming as well.
I could
Our
help you out with
classes.
that.
Yeah.
No problem.
So, lots of things, tutorials, tutorials, we've already moved on tutorials. So we have tutorials up on the website.
Okay.
And the live streaming stuff is something that we're working on.
Mm-hmm.
I see what you're saying. So people can work with you as they're at home or wherever they're at.
Yeah.
They're like, you, Joe, follow me.
You ever try like Periscope or like Facebook Live yet?
I use Periscope. I'm not a big fan. It's hard, I think.
Because they're so far out.
Well, with Periscope, you can't. People are asking questions, and I can't reply to you if I'm teaching. So then they get frustrated that you're not answering their questions. So you really need somebody
monitoring
running your Periscope for you.
Or any type of feed.
Right.
You have to. Like right now, we don't have anyone that's monitoring the chat.
Yeah.
So it's like they could be saying a whole bunch of stuff, but we don't know it because we're just too into the actual interview.
Right.
So, yeah, we could be getting cussed out right now. We don't even know.
We don't. That happened to me. I mean, I did a Periscope, and some lady was like, I can't see. Can you go back to this? And I'm like, I didn't know that there was even a chat feature. Like,
yeah. So you just roll with it.
Right.
So, yeah, it's something that we're trying to tweak here, and obviously you're going to refine as well.
Yeah.
Being able to do live streaming because that does come in handy. So, right on. Now, let's jump into some personal stuff, some hobbies. Tiff, you used to work under like the whole Obama campaign back in the day. Yeah. How'd you get into that?
So I went to the University of Virginia, and at some activity fair, some guy was walking around with a clipboard asking if you're registered to vote. And I signed up, and I am the type of person that really likes to get involved in a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
That's just who I've always been. So I asked him if I could volunteer. And then before I knew it, I had signed up for a fellowship. So I was a fellowship, intern, volunteer. It's all kind of the same.
Yeah.
It's the same kind of word. And so before I knew it, I was working like 60, 70 hours a week, just like over the summer, full time. And anytime I wasn't in school, I was involved in the campaign, and it was knocking on doors, organizing volunteers.
Really?
Phone calls. Yeah, just all day long. You know, you get there at 8:30 and you leave at like 7. So it's great. It was great. It was one of the most rewarding experiences.
Are you saddened that he is ending his?
I am so sad.
Did you get to meet him?
I did actually.
Do you have a picture with him?
I do.
Okay.
I got
You
to
should have
meet him.
printed it out. We'll show it on the camera right now. Look at me and the president.
Yeah, he came to Charlottesville for a campaign rally,
Mhm.
and I got to meet him. He's really nice.
The greatest
Like,
moment of your life.
Transcribing everything.
My phone thinks I'm talking to it.
He like transcribed everything she said.
Oh, you saw that?
Yeah.
Freaking nosy ass motherfucker.
No, it was
looking
going
over
on.
there.
I was like,
See,
what
don't
are
get,
those called at the?
don't get a relationship with this guy. He will
court,
freaking
whatever,
be
little
nosy
lady.
as fuck.
No, I was. I got eyes.
Yeah, use them. So that's fantastic. That's great. Shauna, I know you like to cook when you're not doing the whole dance thing. What do you like to cook? Filipino dishes? What?
No Filipino dishes. I like Filipino food, but I am not going to give my boyfriend's mother a run for her money. She
there you
is
go.
the best Filipino cook. I actually have chicken adobo and rice in my fridge right now.
Right
and
now?
I heat it up when I get home.
Wow.
She brings it over in the Tupperware, and it's like good to go.
That's the way to do it.
It's a little good.
I like to cook comfort food. I'm from Oklahoma,
Yeah.
so pot roast. You know,
Mhm.
I like chicken dishes. I do like Italian food, so pasta.
Gotcha.
I also like Latin cuisine, so Tex-Mex.
Okay.
That's sort of our Midwestern version of Mexican food.
That's right.
Yeah.
How about
so
desserts?
Desserts? I'm not a sweet person. I don't.
No cheesecakes?
I don't like sweets.
Really?
If I crave sweets, it's like I want one bite of something and I'm good.
That's it.
Mm-hmm.
What a waste of food.
Yeah.
Give the rest to me.
Like I have a tub of chocolate chip cookie dough ice cream
Mhm.
in my fridge right now.
And it's just
Every night I think about maybe I'll have a bowl.
Right.
Never do.
It's just sitting there.
Just sits
And
there.
It's
gonna
just
get-
in case though.
Yeah, it's a just in case box.
Mhm.
Just in case I have
You-
a craving.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not like just in case you get depressed, you could just dive into it
Right,
and take
dive
the whole
into
thing.
that box. Yeah.
You better check the expiration.
I should.
It's probably
If you open it, it probably has all that frost.
Yeah.
You know
It's
how
the
that
best
happens?
part.
that
Ugh.
means
I'm
it's
just kidding.
yeah.
It's done. You got to throw it away.
Yeah. That's
It's all watered down.
That's
Ew.
funny. That's funny. Now, and you both are actually going on trips out of the country. Talk about that really quick, Tiff.
I'm going to Greece in July with one of my friends, and then we're going to the Bahamas.
Yeah, we're doing our first Confidence annual staff
There
trip.
you go.
Yeah.
Overseas.
To the Bahamas. Super exciting. I have a teaching residency at a resort there.
Big baller.
Yeah, so I'm excited. So I wanted to bring Tiffany and Amethyst, who we talked about earlier.
Yes.
They were the first two on board with me, and I just wanted to thank them for all the work that they've put in. So taking them, and then we're trying to do some community outreach while we're there.
That's
so,
good.
We found a few group homes for children and teenage women, or teenagers and young women who they work with them. So we're trying to link up with those nonprofits while we're there and teach them dance classes.
That's totally awesome.
Yeah.
Cool.
Do you need a chaperone?
Now, you're covering for all the flights and hotels and everything?
That's the plan. Hotels covered.
Okay.
Through the residency, and it's all inclusive. So the food's covered, all of that.
Right.
Yada yada. Because we will be partaking in some leisure on this trip. It won't just be for work.
Business and pleasure.
They work so hard. And honestly, they don't ask me for much. So
Gotcha.
It's well deserved.
Gotcha. But you're paying for all the flights, or are they covering for the flights?
So my hopes are that we can pay for the flights. We are going to have a fundraiser.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Car wash and everything?
No car wash. I'm thinking
Short
more
shorts
of
and all that stuff?
Probably
showcase or
a
something?
dance class
Gotcha.
/ silent auction /
Ooh, silent
with
auction.
a bar.
Okay.
We'll have some cool stuff in that silent auction, I can promise you. Of some cool stuff in that auction.
I'm trying to think what kind of cool stuff that a dance studio could provide, because it's not like a sports team.
No,
or
it's like
anything.
it's your connections, So,
Okay.
Yeah. So cool stuff in that auction. I'll keep you guys posted on the dates, but
Please.
I'm hoping to be able to pay for Tiffany and Amethyst's full flight, because while we are there, they will be the ones doing the community outreach while I'm on the residency at the resort. I'm going to try to get off a few days so that I can, or out, in between my classes at the resort, so that I can do some stuff out in the Bahamas too. But,
There you go. Lay out.
Yeah, but Tiff will be with Amethyst doing the classes in the Bahamas.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you go. Switch off from the beach. My turn. I'll get a tan this time.
Yeah.
That's totally awesome. Now, yeah, as far as time, we're going to start wrapping everything up. So overall, it's looking great for Confidence and how you got it going. Joe, anything else? Any closing questions that you have besides their influences? Or
Well, you kind of you tapped into everything that I would ask for that. As for professional dance, I know you guys are saying that most people that come in aren't looking to be a professional dancer. Have you had anybody that did come in and find out, this is a passion of mine, I definitely want to go towards a career in professional dancing, and then actually have taken those steps or are a part of a professional thing now?
Yeah. I actually I was an NBA dancer for 4 years. I danced 2 years with Oklahoma City Thunder, 2 years with Warriors. And so I have a YouTube channel for aspiring pro dancers. So I used to teach classes all the time for those women and men who decide that they want to go down that route and pursue professional sports dancing. But as far as like the recreational classes and Confidence goes, it's really a class for anybody. I say it's for everybody and for everybody.
everybody.
Everybody and
That's
everybody.
you should make something out of the word body,
Yeah.
acronym for that. I know you could.
I probably work on it. I'm working on, what is the word I'm working on right now?
Slam.
It's in my phone. There's a word in there that I'm working on. I can't think of it right now. You said slam.
Yeah, I'm sure you could figure out one. And when you do, let me know. Then could create a shirt and we'll split the profits. Anyways, continue.
Perfect. Yeah, so those classes definitely. I have people come in who I've trained to do professional sports auditions and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But as far as Confidence Fitness as a class, not really. It's more people who come in with no dance experience who are
No,
like,
I understand that.
I'm super passionate about dance now and I just want to keep dancing.
Oh, okay.
But
Never really
never
took
to
that
the professional
shift,
level.
yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe one of the little kids.
Maybe, my kids, I do have a little boy. He is at one of the schools that I teach at. And
Shout him out.
his name's Corian. He's a very sweet little boy. I can't say too much about kids' names. People get weird about that now. He's super sweet. He was going to audition for America's Got Talent.
Oh,
Ooh.
dope.
Yeah, so his mom's really active in like his dance life and all that stuff.
That's good.
Mhm.
Nice.
Having that parental influence and support could go a long ways.
Yeah.
It does. And
Not just saying, here, Sean, take my kid and I'll see you later. I'm
Right.
going out.
Yeah, no, you definitely have to have a mom who's in it. And I say that from personal experience because my mom was at every performance, every rehearsal, backstage,
Yeah.
sewing costumes, rhinestone. My mother cannot sew. Rhinestoning costumes. Like, she was doing it all. So those parents and those moms and dads that really put that extra 900% in, they deserve to be recognized for sure.
Well said. Well said. Can I get a clap for that, Rock Rage? Yes. All right. Excellent, excellent. Let's go ahead and close out the program with shouts and plugs from everyone here in the studio, starting with Tiffany. Any special thanks to anyone?
Thanks to all of our students. I mean, I don't know if any of them are listening in right now, but it's so
If they're
great.
not, they will on the replay.
Yeah. It's so great just like meeting everyone. I mean, I think this has been one of the best experiences for me moving here and, knowing a handful of people. Just shout out to everybody that comes to class and is willing to come and hang out with us afterwards and get to know us, and for supporting us. It's been great.
Cool, cool. Any family?
Yeah.
And share your social media handles,
uh,
eHarmony, Match.com, all that stuff.
Yeah, my family's actually abroad, so
Oh, they could still see it on the replay.
yeah. So shout out to them. My brother's in Virginia, and my Instagram handle is Tiffany with 3 Y's. Last name is TSA.
Why is it 3 Y's?
Because the 2 and the 1 were taken. So that's the next best thing.
You
so.
didn't put any underscore or anything like that?
No, I don't know. My middle name starts with a Y, so I wanted to
Oh.
use Tiffany with 1 Y
Mhm.
or 2 Y's, but that didn't work. So 3 Y's it is.
There you go. So if they have to stalk you, they have to work at it. Like,
Yeah,
what is
exactly.
the name? Damn it.
Yeah.
3 Y's.
Yeah.
Cool, cool. Thank you. Joe time.
Yeah, man, just shout out to everybody here. Honestly, like, we got Rock Rage over there running all the digital stuff, being able to get all the camera angles. We got the boy DJ Slam and Sam, who's always been a great host on this awesome show. So thank you for having me
You're
a
too
part
kind.
of it. And then we got Shauna, Tiffany, we got Jen over there.
Jess.
Jess, Jen. I almost had it. Jess, and you guys are just really awesome. I really enjoy you guys' spirit and what you guys got going on, and I really appreciate that, especially with amount of nephews and nieces I
Yeah.
have, and to know there's people out there that are actually doing something that is awesome, and that they have role models out there that people talk about the world being like a shit show right about now, but it's not. And I really appreciate you guys. So shout out to you guys and offering your confidence.
Thank you.
Thanks.
And just everybody that's tuning in, thank you guys. It wouldn't be a show without you. And keep supporting dance, all type of artists and all types of entrepreneurs. And the work that we all put in, from being the manager, the marketer, all that stuff. So just really understand that it's really a grind, and really appreciate that. And then also just anybody that wants to know a little bit about me, you can find me on Instagram at The Real Joe Time, or you can find me on Facebook /Joetime Comedy, or Snapchat The Real Joe Time, or you can see me at Tommy T's on the 21st of June. I'll be headlining that show for Joe Time Comedy Presents. So yeah,
Cool.
Well done, sir. Love it. Love
Go
it.
Dubs.
That's right. That's right. Shauna.
I mean, first and foremost, I think I have to thank my students, because I wouldn't have a brand without them.
Boom.
They are
They're your bloodline.
They are my bloodline, and they are the greatest bloodline. They are passionate and fierce and fabulous, and I love them all and appreciate them coming and supporting me. My family, if you guys decide to watch this, I miss you guys every day, but I also appreciate you allowing me to be here and pursue my dreams. My mom has never been the type of person to be like, oh, be here because I need you to be here. Like, I love you. She's
so she's back in Oklahoma.
My mom
right?
is in Oklahoma.
Okay.
Yeah. My mom has never, you need to go to college. You need to do it this way. You need to do it. No, do what you want to do, and you pursue your dreams. And so, yeah, the same. I mean, my family overall, like, they're super supportive. So
That's great.
Yeah. Very nice.
Do you
to
have
see.
any family here?
Yeah. My dad lives in Modesto.
Okay.
And then my mom's ex-husband lives in Antioch. So
Gotcha.
my stepdad lives in Antioch. So, yeah, I have family here in that regard. Yeah, my dad's super supportive too. He'll probably watch this. So shout out to you, Dad. Thanks for always encouraging me to do what I do. Lee, shouts out to you for always encouraging me to do what I do and making sure that I have the means by which to do that. Let's see, who else should I be shouting out? My cousin Jess over there.
Not
She's
Jen.
here. She's here from
Jess.
Colgate University. She is one of the smartest beans in the coffee pot. that one over there. So I'm really, really proud of her. I'm just going to shout out my niece and my nephew back home. You know, I'm just going to go on a tangent.
To the ones.
My nephew's birthday is June 21st, so it's coming up.
Gemini.
He's coming. Is that a Gemini?
Mm-hmm.
Is he a Gemini?
He is.
I'm a Gemini.
I'm a Gemini.
I just realized my nephew's a Gemini. Wow. Okay.
I'm May 24th. What are you?
May 25th.
Hey.
Birthday twins. Yeah, so he's coming out for the first time to visit. Okay, social media handles. Let's see. At Confidence Fitness, that is our social media page that will tell you all about classes. My personal social media is at Confidence is Key. And then the website is www.confidancefitness.com.
Nice. All right. Cool. Right on. I'll go ahead and close out the shouts and plugs. I'd like to thank everyone that's here in the studio, starting with Rock Rage behind the board.
Hey.
Jess, that's our studio audience, our sole member. Thank you for hanging out and probably social media blasting everything that's happening, play-by-play. Tiffany, Shauna, thank you very much for coming on the program.
Thank you for having me.
How'd you like it?
Oh, it was amazing. I had a great time. I can't wait for people to listen if they're not tuned in right now, and just kind of hear what Confidence is doing. And I really do appreciate you seeking me out and inviting me to be here and just learning about what the movement was about before you even, asked me to be here. So it's very cool of you. So I appreciate it.
You're very welcome. Joe Time.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for coming on the program.
Thank
You're
you.
always my right-hand man here on the Slam Show, making everything happen. And obviously, he has the upcoming Tommy T's program coming. What was the date?
June 21st.
Okay.
And then also at Hugh Lounge in San Francisco, July 8th.
Yeah, so be sure to come out and support Joe Time Entertainment. All right, I'd like to thank everyone that's part of the Slam Show family, Lady Sage, Dr. L, Mike Ill, everyone, all the co-hosts.
Sid.
Also our sponsors and affiliates. And without you, there's no Slam Show. Also shouts out to Little J's over in Pittsburgh. They provided the catering. So we got some good eats
yum.
afterwards.
Yes,
About to
thank
get
you for the
some
food.
now.
Exactly. So for myself and everyone here, we'll see you next time. Peace.
Adios.